Alright everyone, how are you doing? I'm Unruly. Welcome back to Unruly Horror. This is what I bought this month for December 2023. Time seems to be flying by. 3 years ago, I remember making my what I bought video for December 2020 in my kitchen. And when I tell you, a lot has changed since that video. A lot has happened in my life. I'm amazed at how far this series has actually lasted. Yeah, I'm in my bedroom on a different angle. Bedroom's being changed about. In the kitchen downstairs is again getting moved about still. So I've had to improvise. I normally would do this on New Year's Eve, has been the tradition since 2020, but due to schedule, I need to do it now. And a bit awkward because I'm on my side, because you're on like an arm of a settee that's in my room. So anyway, I have 5 DVDs that I've bought. I forgot to buy Blu-rays. I know, I forgot. I had them in the basket in Music Magpie and I forgot to click checkout. So you'll have to forgive me for that one. I'm ill. I have been for a few weeks. So if I cough, if I sound like shit, I apologise for that. Anyway, let's get into the videos. I like to do them, the ones in a series last, and the ones who are standalone on top. So here we go. First film is Byzantium. Fun fact, Byzantium is a film version of a play I did in my last year in college. It's called A Vampire Story, and it was, I can't remember the name of the author, but it's about a vampire, 2 vampires who continuously move around. In the film version, they extended a lot to have like they're being hunted down. But yeah, it's a really fascinating one. The play was amazing because it's about, like, I'll just read this, okay? Upon the windswept shores of a desolate coastal town stands the Byzantium guest house. After years of being abandoned, its doors are about to open again by the predatory and seductive Clara, who plans on turning the hotel into a brothel, and her younger and introverted daughter, Eleanor. But these mysterious women have a dark secret that goes back 200 years and is about to reach its ungodly and deathly climax. So yeah, I'll give it away. Clara and Eleanor are vampires, and it follows mainly Eleanor as she like goes to school, tries to fit in, and, you know, make friends and be normal for once in her life. But yeah, I would recommend, if you can, read the play, because the play is different, so much different from Byzantium. It's called A Vampire Story. It'll be easy to find. Or you can, I believe the Wikipedia has a link of Byzantium, has a link to Vampire Story. But yeah, Gemma Arterton and Saoirse Ronan are amazing in this film. They are spot on. My character, by the way, was called Mint, and in the film, he's called Mr. Minton. And I remember when we I watched this film as we were rehearsing. We did one rehearsal where we had to sort of improvise a scene as a character from before the film happened, or the play happened. And I was like, why would you call him Mint? Because it's clearly a nickname. And I remember in the film said his name was Minton. I was like, yes, I'll use that. And I thought it was nice. I'm just going on about my college experience. Recommend Byzantium, 100%. Next up is a recent film, Renfield. I've heard the hype about this film so much. I love vampires. As the previous film would say, I love vampires. Yeah, in Renfield, if you don't know, is Dracula's dog body. If you've watched the classic, universal classic horror, Dracula, you know Renfield was a person sent to Dracula's castle. Dracula turned him, and he's his assistant who, you know, gets locked up in the asylum, and but yeah, Renfield's his assistant. And the funny thing is, I wrote my short film, Dark Forest, about a vampire, would you guess? And I wrote a character of a watcher who, it's a coincidence because I didn't even know. I hadn't watched Dracula. I didn't know much about him in 2018. I didn't know much about him. But the character of the Watcher is a lot like Renfield in the relationship he has with the vampire. It's exactly like what Renfield and Dracula have. So I found that interesting, that, I don't know, I must have had some sort of inclination of what to do. But I haven't seen this one yet. I need to see it. Because it says Nicholas Hoult, great actor, stars as Renfield, the tortured aide to history's most narcissistic boss, Dracula. For centuries, Renfield has slavishly served Dracula by procuring his master's prey and doing his every bidding, no matter how debased. But now Renfield is ready to look for a new life outside the shadow of the Prince of Darkness. If only he can figure out how to end the toxic, codependent relationship. That is perfect. That is a perfect example of sort of Renfield's relationship. But yeah, I haven't seen it. I've heard good things though. So I need to let you know what I think of these films when I do watch them. That's why I was going to do a series that I forgot to post. I'd filmed a video for this month, no, for November. That was maybe the films I watched the previous month, and I totally forgot to release it. So now if I release it, it's not going to be what I watched last month. So I might release that sometime. I'm going to have to do a video of what I watched last month and remember to do it tomorrow. So I hope I can do that. Next film is one I haven't seen. Okay, these films I haven't seen yet. I've only ever seen one of these. Insidious: The Red Door. I love the Insidious franchise because the first one came out when I was like 15. When did the first one come out again? Was it 2011? If it was 2011, I was 14 going on 15 in 2011. Because I turned 15 in the middle of the year. So, would have been about 14, 15. And I remember watching the first one, loving it, and eagerly awaiting the second one. Then I did the same for the third, and thought, you know what, third one, different, but I like it. And it took us a while to watch the fourth one, the key or whatever, Skeleton Key or something. And I liked it. And I thought that was it, and then I heard this one was making. And good old Patrick makes his directorial debut. So I can't wait to see how this one is. Insidious: The Red Door. The original cast from the... Yeah, that's what I look forward to. The original cast from the 2011 one returns. Oh, I can't wait for that. The original cast from the horror franchise is back in the final chapter of the Lambert family, with Patrick Wilson also making his directorial debut. Ty Simpkins, Rose Byrne and Andrew Astor to put their demons to rest once and for all. Josh and a college-aged Dalton must go deeper into the further than ever before, facing their family's dark past and a host of new and more horrifying terrors that lurk behind the Red Door. The only thing I've watched is the trailer, where he's in like a CT scan. It's just uncomfortable, and like something crawls up on him. But yeah, excited. I've always loved this Insidious films because, you know, James Wan and all that. And I forget his name, Lee Winnell, that's it. I've been a fan of Saw. I love these films. Even though they're different to Saw, just the same filmmakers. Okay, I have 2 films from the same franchise, and I don't know which one goes first. Does it tell me? I think it's this one. So, it's a franchise I love. It's a franchise where the first film is in my top 5 favourite films. I always say it's my favourite horror film. Hellraiser. This is Hellraiser Deader, the 7th film. So, I don't know what it's about. The last 2 weren't as good. I forget the name of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 I thought were kind of the same, but just weren't as good. So, once again, the ultimate evil, Pinhead, leads an army of the dead who come back to life with a bloodthirsty vengeance. For an undercover reporter who becomes entangled with the deadly underground group responsible for the malevolent resurrections, any moment could be her last. With Pinhead in all his glory, the thrilling villain you love to fear delivers another hellish nightmare you'll never forget. Okay, I'm hooked. Just there's something about the Cenobites in Pinhead, in that whole angle of them not being demons but not being good. They're just evil. They're just, you know, it's a Cenobite. You know what a Cenobite is? Yeah, I love the franchise. I think the first 3 were fantastic. Third one was a bit iffy, but you know what? I like it the same way. And last but not least, well, it is at least its last one for this video, Hellraiser Hellworld. Evil goes online. Evil goes... When they say that, you know what I think in my head? I think of Halloween, where it's the web-based reality show, where they're doing like webcams and it's, you know, sort of found footage in a way of all the camera angles. It just wasn't good, was it, that film? So I get nervous when I see in early 2000s, when did this come out? Come on, there's got to be a copyright somewhere. Okay, I know it didn't come out in 2021. Really? Oh well. I get nervous when I see something do online, especially if it's in the early to mid 2000s, because the technology not as good as we do now. But you know what? I'm going to give it a chance because I love Hellraiser. Experience a real-life nightmare in this unique chapter in the terrifying and insanely popular Hellraiser series. When 5 hardcore internet gamers... Where are you going with this? When 5 hardcore internet gamers are invited to a special party thrown by the web series Hellworld, they endure a night of unspeakable terror they believed only existed in cyberspace. So it's about video games. Online video games. You know what that reminds me of, that description? You've seen the film Paintball, where they think they were just going to this big paintball competition, but turned out there's a killer after them, and the ones who run the competition, like, all involved. Sounds a lot like that. A lot like that, it sounds like. Yeah, they're the films I bought this month, and I am excited to watch the ones I hadn't seen. I was trying to get a thumbnail there, but I can't, can I? So anyway, that is all for me, and that is my last video, I hope. Maybe not, I'll see what happens tomorrow, of 2023. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you do like horror and you like to see horror stuff, please subscribe, share, and I'll be back in 2024 with hopefully more content for you. Have a good day.